I'm Jay Jones,
L Boogie.
Your boy Rick the Ruler. What's good?
and we make up the Keeping It 100 podcast. So let me tell y'all. We're gonna tell y'all how we came about, how the podcast came about. It's been a long time. We finally made it. I'm gonna let Boogie go ahead and expand on how we all started.
So, Jay and I have known each other since I was about 15 years old. We met. We both worked at a local retail store in the DC area, and we became great friends since. And here we are 17 years later.
About that. That sounds
About
right.
17 years later. And so now we came together and we started talking about podcasting. And Justin and I had this great idea of podcasting. And then we looped in Rick. So here we are. It's taken us about, I would say,
Year and a half.
a year and a half to get the ball rolling. So it hasn't been easy, but here we are today. So this is episode 0, as I like to call it.
As you know, me and Jay, we was, slinging that thing on a trap, trying to get it in. It's like, no, but for real, me and Jay worked at a hotel here in D.C., and, me and him had the same goals and ambitions, tired of working at
Basically.
that particular job, but you got to do what you got to do to make ends meet,
Yeah.
So, we kind of hit it off real good, and he told me about Lauren, told me about the podcast, and, here we are. So, welcome.
It took a minute. It took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of we had to really overcome a lot of hurdles. I know scheduling, time, just a lot of things played a part into us getting here so late, but we finally here, like we all said, and we hope y'all rock with us. We start normally at 7:00, and we should be here every Tuesday. So I'm gonna go ahead. Y'all should just lock in. Hope y'all enjoy us. Let me tell y'all. We're gonna tell y'all what the podcast is actually about. Actually, I was supposed to tell y'all how we all met, so I kind of jumped the gun a little early. But the podcast is basically, as you see, 3 of us. We're gonna go ahead and we pick topics that are close to us, that we feel like we know about, that we feel comfortable talking about. And we just gonna give y'all a 100% answer, a brutal answer. We're not gonna always agree. We might debate. We plan to have guests on as well. So we just gonna get straight to the point, and that's what the podcast / show is about. So we hope y'all lock in, like I said, and we hope y'all enjoy it.
What a lot of people need to understand, this is just opinions, our individual opinions. You might not agree with it, but if you don't agree with it, let me know why. Still my opinion, but you can still put your 2 cents in. I accept it.
And just don't bash us. We know how the internet is. We know how folks go. Y'all don't agree with something, y'all be ready to bash folks off the top. We understand. Everybody has their own opinion, but this is ours, and we're gonna try to keep it 100 as best as possible. We might even go as far as sharing some things, some personal things in our life as well that we've been through or that we've experienced. So it's gonna be a fun show. So kick it with us, ride with us.
All right, so.
Ooh, so just wanted to chop it up with you guys. How was your weekend? Because I feel like we kind of rushed to get here, and we're here. But how was your weekend?
The weekend, it was cool. I celebrated coming off of celebrating a birthday, so it was pretty cool. My football team won, which was a finally kind of thing. I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, so I know I'm gonna get a lot of hell and grief from that. It's an odd small market team, but that's my squad. But other than that, I just kind of chilled, went to work, hung with the family, and that was it for me. What about yourself?
So, as you know, I traveled to be here a little bit. Won't really reveal where that's from, but traveled to be here. Got to spend time with family and just chilled. It was a rainy weekend, so it really wasn't
True.
much to do with there being so much rain, and it was kind of chilly this weekend.
True.
You know.
So the weather really wasn't that great to really be out and about.
Got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really do anything eventful.
Born this shit. We born this shit the whole time.
So, the weather is terrible. I'm not ready for this weather. I hate the winter, hate rain. Give me 80, 90-degree weather, and I'm good. But I don't do nothing but just work. Try to stay focused on goals and stuff like that. Try to catch up on a little bit of sports. Cowboys, baby. A lot of y'all. I'm from here, Washington, D.C., born and raised, but, I got to support my squad.
Well, they say
D.C. stands for Dallas Cowboys.
So,
y'all might don't like that, but
I don't like it personally because I'm a Redskins fan.
They say when you look up in the sky, you see stars.
Not.
So while we on the topic of sports, we got to shout out the Mystics, the ladies. They brought it home
No doubt.
For the WNBA. So that's a huge accomplishment. And the Nationals in the World Series, they play tonight. So I'm not a Nationals fan, but I'm happy for the city. I'm a Braves fan. Just FYI, none of my teams are local. So
what's up with that? Tennessee,
It's just-
Braves.
it's a long history. Like, I've just been running with teams that are no longer successful right now. At the moment, my basketball team is the New York Knicks. So the whole time, none of my teams are really successful at this moment. But I do want to shout the Nationals out because this is the first time they've been in the World Series since 1933 or some shit like that. So definitely a shout out to them. Hopefully they can bring it home, and we gonna see what they do.
Definitely, no doubt. Mystics.
And
That's what's up.
And speaking of the weather, I know Rick was talking about the weather. I actually like the fall weather. For chubby fat boys like myself, this is hoodie season.
We in right now.
Yeah, we hoodie season.
We in.
So I love the fall, the winter. I'm all for that. That 90 degrees, humidity, like that's for you, Rick. I can't do that, but I rock with the hoodies. I love it. Just the time of the year, sports. I know a lot of females. Some might not agree because they man might not, show them too much attention due to the fact that it's a sport on damn near every night. So,
the female like sports too.
well, that's true too. I ain't gonna knock that. So, we just going. I love the fall, so I'm cool with it. So, that's cool.
Yeah, I like fall. I'm a summer baby. But I like fall, especially for my boots. I love being able to put on my boots.
Yep.
And I like everything pumpkin spice, I think, during the fall. So, pumpkin spice latte, a pumpkin pie.
Nah.
So, that's on me. I do like
nah.
fall, though, for those reasons. And Thanksgiving is coming. And
Yeah, we like a month away from Thanksgiving. That's just crazy.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, but we're going to eat good.
So speaking of the fall, it's some kind of do's and don'ts, some things that you probably, I don't know, me personally, I'm not the most fashionable person, but like I be seeing some crazy shit going on, like just like fashion wise. Like I know it get cold in the morning and at night, but I be seeing folks with like the large Helly Hansen jackets and coats. Like bundled up with like scarves, whole ski mask. I'm like, yo, like it's only like 50. It ain't even 30 yet. But
where I believe in, like I said, friends shouldn't let friends wear that shit outside. So if you going to the club or something like that, and your girlfriend let you wear something that's ridiculous or something that's a onesie or something like that, and you 300 pounds, they're not your friends.
At all.
They don't want any attention on you. They want it all on them. So
or they want it for social media purposes.
Oh yeah. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't be in some pink ass pants with some glitter Uggs. Come on now.
I think what grinds my gears the most is the socks with the flip flops. Especially when the socks are not fitted for the toes. The socks where you can put your toes.
I don't know nothing about flip flops. I just wear them Jones around the house.
Like regular white socks, and then you got on flip flops.
But then your toenail hanging over you can see it through your sock like you're an eagle.
Well, it might be good that the toes are covered, but regardless of what kind of sock it is, it might be good for that. So we let that. Either way it go is all bad.
Yeah,
point
yeah,
blank.
yeah.
But
Let's not do it, people. Let's look in the mirror.
But-
Rain boots are for rainy days. They're not just for, I think I'm just going to wear my rain boots today. They for rainy days.
and
Yeah.
hoodies all day. You can never
Yeah.
go wrong with a hoodie or a track jacket all day. Like you can, it's all good, man. But the large fur coats and the the Columbias with the linings in them, the North Face with the linings, like hold to like December, January.
And Timberlands. Ooh, Timberlands.
I mean,
Ooh,
Tim's
if
a
you're gonna
good
wear
Tim.
Timbs, make sure they fresh. Please.
But if you gonna wear boots, if you gonna wear Uggs in particular, you gotta make sure them
That
Jones,
too.
cause I be seeing a lot of Uggs around town, and them Jones be kind of leaning to the left. They be having like ice cream stains on them.
Them joints be sleep. Like your feet moving, but your Uggs didn't wake up yet.
They be jumping in rain puddles and having rain spots on them.
That's because you have females that wear Uggs in the rain.
Like them Jones ACGs or something.
They don't wear
Like,
rain boots in the rain, but they wear
Ugg
Uggs in the rain.
ACGs. Hey, Ugg, y'all should do that. If y'all ain't did it, make some ACGs. You know what I'm saying? Make them Jones all year, all around year.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to end up on social media. You know, a lot of people do things for social media for clout reasons and things like that. So, I mean, some people want that social media attention. So, I don't know. You see some crazy stuff, crazy outfits and all that other type of stuff. But speaking on social media, what's your favorite like social media platform?
For me personally, don't clown me. It's Facebook. I'm not an Instagram person. You know me, I'm not an attention seeker in any type of way. I'm total introvert. So for me, it's Facebook. I like Facebook because I get to keep in contact with old friends that I went to school with, whether it be elementary school, middle school, high school. I also keep in contact with family members that way. Ones that are long distance, I get to see, the latest trips they've taken and what they're doing with their families and things of that nature. But Instagram is just not my thing.
But I mean, you got other things outside. You got like Snapchat. You got like
I use Snapchat for the filters only.
you got like Twitter. You got. What about you, Rick?
Man, I'm all over the place, man. I jump from one site to the next, to the next, to the next. So I don't have a particular favorite, but you'll catch me 5 seconds on Facebook, 5 seconds on Snapchat. I try to chop it up. Try to get in touch with as many family members and friends, see what they doing, who got married, who having kids, making sure
got
everybody is
divorced.
okay. Yeah, you know how I go. So, I try to give a shout out to people that have birthdays and stuff like that. But it's a lot of social media.
It's a lot of
that we
options
can't-
out
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. You also got Twitter. I mean, I don't use Twitter.
I mean,
nah.
I
That's just
love
amazing.
Twitter. Like Twitter is like the best thing. I feel like anything that's like groundbreaking, like breaking news, like you find out on Twitter. Like keeping up with your sports team, you find out on Twitter. I think Twitter is cool. You get right to the point. It's pretty dope. It's pretty fun. Now they've expanded a little bit more than 140 characters, but it's fun. And then you can be ratchet on there too a lot of the time. I mean, not that you can't be ratchet on any other
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
As we see
outlet
today.
and platform,
Yeah.
but it's like Twitter is like I feel like you can be more personal. Like if you meet if you have a celebrity or somebody, if you wanna, for example, if my team is doing bad, like I could just tweet them back like all day, like, man, y'all suck. What are y'all doing? And it's a possibility I might get a reply back. I don't know about that on Facebook, on Instagram, but like when I had a Twitter account, like I had a lot of success with like getting responses back from like celebrities. So I feel like
Do you get gratification out of that? Because, okay, I posted something and now I'm getting a response back.
no, but I just think it's cool. I think it's interesting that you can actually reach because before social media came about, like you really didn't have access to your favorite musician or your favorite sports team or entertainer. So I feel like with Twitter, you can kind of get that personal connection. I mean, might not get a response all the time. I know some people do it for clout. Like some people, post negative things to get responses. But I just was like, oh, they paid attention to what I said. Like that's pretty cool.
It's basically if someone, whether it's a sports figure or a superstar, reach out to you, it brings you a little closer to your team, even though if you're not in that city. So I guess that's what. Like they are listening.
That's just me. I
don't do Twitter.
It's kind of like, if you have an opinion, if it's not like you bashing a person, or bashing somebody like, hey, blah, whatever, y'all can pass the ball more, blah, blah, blah. And they, they respond. You like, oh, okay. They pay my little opinion some thought. They paid attention. So it feels a little good, but it's not like,
a little good inside.
For me, it's not, I ain't chasing the cloud. I just think it's interesting. Like, they paid attention to my opinion.
Okay.
So, but
good to know.
So, I mean, I guess I'm going to throw a little plot twist in here. Social media, but like, I've noticed people are using social media for dating. So
sliding in the DMs.
Boom.
Yo Gotti sliding in the DMs. He made this song. He ain't make it for no reason.
I feel you. But my thing is, why social media to try to date somebody? Like, you don't have the social skills to go out and meet people. Like, you got to meet them through Facebook. Oh, she looks cute. Let me friend her. Or let me friend her if she accepts it. So let me try to video call her at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like,
I think it's just easy. Like, it's just easy access. Like, you got your phone with you every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you are at work and you trying to pass time, it's easy to just kind of like scroll through, and just kind of like, oh, I'm interested in him or her.
Wait. Scroll through. What you scrolling through for?
Like Cause some single people. Me personally, nah, I ain't scrolling at all. I'm
yeah, we ain't
let me
strolling.
throw that out there now.
No strolling.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't strolling at all. But from what I've heard,
I only want my phone.
But I mean, like, yeah, like I'm good. I'm out the game. My jersey in the rafters. But like people just feel like more confident. I feel like behind the screen. You know what I'm saying? So people like they looking for what they like. A lot of people go off looks. So they go through, Instagram, Facebook, they see what they like and they just click. Yo, what's good?
I believe it's also you're busy. So you don't have time to be going out to clubs and this and that. Especially with the weather being bad. Getting bad. So you just stay home and watching some sports and you flipping through, and you see some.
Let me find a cute girl,
Yeah, let's see what's popping.
Halftime.
But it's like not only that though. It's like people are they're adding the attention. Like people want to be seen on social media. Like you see a lot more videos now. Like
we call that thirst trapping.
Oh, call it what you like, but it's popular. Like especially in sports, how many athletes or entertainers do you hear getting caught with like Instagram models? Like it's just becoming the norm as like social media evolves. It's just like that's what it is. Like that's the trend. Like we're headed towards nowadays. Like it's crazy.
You sitting home, nothing to do. You strolling through. You see a youngin' on here half clothed. Let me go ahead and holler at her and see. You're going to throw your 2 cents in and see what you can get. Throw that reel out there. Might catch something.
Literally.
You're going to see. You're going to do what you do.
Let me throw y'all this stat right quick. So in 2018, online dating revenue in the United States amounted to $555 million and is projected to reach $649 million in 2023. It's a lot of money in dating and online dating.
Yeah, maybe we should have did that, y'all.
Shit. Damn. And check this out. Dating back to 2018, it's like 1,500 dating apps outside of just social media.
And that's the thing. There's so many dating apps. I feel like people who decide they want to use online dating don't even know where to start. So it's like, oh, let me try this one. Oh, next month, let me try this one.
You start with a click of a button. Boom.
But what's your definition of online dating? I got a definition, and it says so the Google definition is the practice of searching for a romantic or sexual partner on the internet. Typically, on a website.
Like he said, boom. I think that's spot on. But unfortunately, it's like when you say searching for a sexual partner on the internet, it almost sounds like
that's where we are in 2019.
Grinders.
But that's where it's headed, man.
I mean, you find it and then you like it and then maybe you just hold on to it and then it might lead to different things. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
you might throw it back.
Cuffing season.
I mean, if you order something from the menu and you taste it and you don't like, man, I don't like this. Can y'all bring me something else? I mean, you got to figure out what you like.
And I think they do refunds too. With online dating.
Have y'all ever experienced like online dating?
I have personally.
Yeah. Question.
I will tell you. I have. So Zeus was probably my first online dating site that I used. Not too bad. Tinder.
I ain't there. Nah.
I've used Tinder before. I will say I'm just not a fan. It's literally one of those where you're just swiping, and really it's all about the looks. That's the first thing that pops up. The person's profile. Okay. Oh, he or she's cute. Okay, let me like them or let me message them or whatever. But it's really all about the looks, especially with Tinder. Tinder doesn't really give you too much detail until you start conversing with the person.
Wow.
But it's like y'all women go and get a pair of high heel shoes. Y'all might not be comfortable, but you like, shoot, I like them. I'm going to get them.
Yeah,
So
and then you
it's
get them
based
and then,
on-
you
yeah,
realize, okay, they're kind of crazy.
But you're going to try it on first, right?
They need to be
You gonna try it
mentally evaluated.
Now let me throw y'all this stat too, because Boogie spoke about like the interest. So they say 64% of online daters believe that interest, like your interest, is more important than looks. But 49% of the people believe that the looks are more important. I'm like, Boogie, like if I was to happen to, be online dating, like, yeah, interest matters. But like if you don't really attract, like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't really attract me, like we ain't even gonna get to the interest.
It depends on the time of the day.
So it could be anything.
Yeah.
Gee.
I mean, I get it, but I would say it's not all about looks. That person has to have other qualities aside.
That's
from
true.
Looks.
That's true. But
I mean, you get the person and you're like, oh, they handsome, and then it's a complete airhead.
Yeah, then you move on.
Oh,
You go back to the site.
Yeah, see, that's what's discouraging because you're like, okay, I met this airhead on the site, so do I go back to that same site or do I
But
jump ship?
some people just put that interest on there and then they totally opposite than what you get.
Clickbait.
Yes. So you have a lot of fake profiles. You have a lot of people out here saying, "Oh, I graduated from such and such university and don't even
With the
have
ICUC.
GED, just nothing."
Yeah. And then
It's a lot.
they dropped out in
of
preschool.
fake- a lot of fake profiles.
And that's the thing with me. So like, I feel like online dating, it's a lot of fake profiles, which then comes to the show Catfish. See, like, I don't see how people talk to somebody. Like, you be online dating with somebody, but you ain't never seen that person. Like, you ain't never seen a picture. Or somebody might be using a fake picture, but you got so many things to, like, FaceTime. You got, like, different ways to make sure that person is real. Like, I be so nervous that the person ain't who they say they are. Because they say, like, 50% of, like, the pages, like, are either fake or they're lying on them. So I like Catfish, like, that would scare the hell out of me. Like I be so nervous to online date. Like, man, that should be nerve wracking. Cause I mean, all the fake profiles, you mess around and be thinking you talking to some little bad, little Hispanic John or whatever, and you mess around and it's a dude. And you've been talking to this dude for like a year or something like that, and you said, and you go meet that person.
But if it take a year for you to meet somebody, you putting in too much time.
But that's true. But it's people out there that do that though.
Well, they better wake up.
Already.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah,
like, if
it
I
takes
can't
that
meet
long.
you, I mean, but what if you meet somebody in another state? You flying them out? You putting them on Spirit? You
I
flying
mean,
out?
you ain't gonna wait no
Flying
year.
out.
I mean, you flying out? Are you flying out or you flying them in?
Neither. Neither.
It's gonna be flowers in one hand, brass knuckles in the other. So you want to get the flowers or the brass knuckles?
Man.
You better be who you say you are.
Man, like, that, yo, like, man, that joint, like, catfish, that shit is wild. It's real, but I mean, like I said, man, like, online dating is real. Like, that's where, like, 59% of people say, like, online dating, like, they're very comfortable doing it.
Well, yeah, and I feel like it's easy to hide behind, the computer, your phone, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to go out and socialize, especially if you're an introvert. Then it's like, okay, it's easy. I can just type this person, and try to get to know them that way. But really, you're not really. I don't think you're getting to know that person. Honestly, you're getting to know them just through them replying back to whatever you've typed. But you're not really getting to know their personality, their attitude, actually reading their body language. Body language is important.
So how long do you talk to a person before you meet them? Like, if it's online dating? Like,
That's a good question.
Like, when is it like, all right, man, I done spoke to this person, like, for, like, a month, and I ain't met this person. Like, you gonna keep going, or would you just...
I think after 2 weeks, we don't have to FaceTime. We gotta do something.
I think I kind of agree with Rick. Like, I think FaceTime is important because then you kind of know, okay, you are who you say you are, at least. Maybe I can continue to keep talking to you because I now trust that you are who you say you are.
Yeah, it's too many streaming ways to check on a person to see if a person is at least who they say they are. Like, you got FaceTime. Hell, you can do it through
Duo. You can do
it's so many apps
WhatsApp.
and ways.
I mean,
to do it.
If you ain't trying to show your face, I don't even want to get to know you.
Yeah.
But you've emotionally connected with that person.
Damn
I
that.
can emotionally connect through text.
It happens.
Justin, we Libras. The scale. You tip the scale.
I mean, I feel you.
Yeah, y'all too.
Yeah. At that point in time, once that's the scale ain't for nothing illegal, but
No.
Once the scale goes one way, it's like, nah, I'm through with this person.
Yeah.
So
it's like put up or shut up.
But they say people meet online and they get married. Like 20% of people get online, they meet online and they get married. They say their marriage is satisfying and
God bless them.
But some of that online dating, I will say, leads to possibly toxic relationships because you really didn't take the time to get to know that person. You thought getting to know them was through, a computer or you sitting in the bed, with your phone right there and let me type them, ask them questions or whatever it is that you do. But I feel like that you finally meet the person, start dating them or whatever. You're seeing each other frequently, but then there's a lot of things you probably still don't know. You thought you asked everything through that screen or whatever. There's a lot of things you still don't know. And then you go, jump into a relationship with the person. Now it's become toxic.
But you gotta feel it out. I mean, give it a timeline. We're gonna talk on the phone. After we talk on the phone, we're gonna hang out so I can get to know you. Of course, I mean, you can't learn everything about a person through social media. So we need to sit down, break bread, and we need to talk. And then we have to go on a couple of more dates so you get a little bit more information. That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna. If I feel as though you lying, okay, here's your check. Bye-bye.
So so once you get to know that person, y'all gonna follow each other on social media? Like once y'all got to know and understanding and all that good stuff.
Follow each other?
Like, yeah, you gonna be friends with that person on social media. Like on Instagram, you gonna, you gonna be friends with that person and all that other stuff?
If they have social media. I mean, if they don't have social media, sometimes that can be a red flag.
Because you can see if they're at the club and they going buck wild. I mean, they're going to put it on social media. You basically know who you're dealing with. So, social media tells you a lot.
A lot.
Through videos and pictures. I mean.
Yeah, and then Facebook, you can update your little stories now. And,
yeah.
Hey, speaking of Facebook, Facebook is about to launch a dating app. Like
they already did.
They already did.
Yeah.
See, I'm not on Facebook, so
it blew my mind when I saw it. I said online dating through Facebook. Oh my god,
that's scary, especially with all the security issues Facebook has. Like, nah, Joe, I couldn't do it at all.
Yeah,
couldn't do it. But so Boogie, you spoke about toxic relationships. Like, do you have any like signs, or do you know any symptoms or anything that like would indicate that you're in a toxic relationship?
For me personally, I say anything that either alters your mood, your personality, um, just kind of changes you in a negative way. Like you know it's toxic
Right.
when that continuously happens. Um, Everybody I feel like has a different scenario for a toxic relationship. Like I've experienced envy, a lot of envy. So you may have had a toxic relationship and experienced something else different from me.
True. True. I don't feel like a lot of any of my relationships were toxic, or if they were, I got out of it. Um, there was nothing to the point where it was like physical or verbal. I think a lot of people think toxic relationships come from like being abusive or like physical,
It's not
and
always physical.
it's
I
not
don't know.
always necessarily that
It could be
point.
mental,
True.
emotional. It's not always physical. And I think for us as women, that's sometimes where we get confused, thinking that it's always physical. It doesn't always come in that form.
So if you are in like a toxic relationship, like do you know any like ways to like get out of it, or do you just roll out, or like how do you like get yourself out of it? If it's especially if you got kids.
See, I can't really speak from that side because I don't have children.
Got
But
you.
I can speak, just historically, me, if I'm in a toxic relationship, I try to analyze, okay, where is all this, these toxic vibes coming from? Where does this stem from? And I try to understand the person a little more, but that's just me, giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. But then usually what happens is a month or two later, they still toxic. 6 months later, they still toxic. You know what I mean? So it just depends on the female and, her self-worth. Just realizing, okay, I don't need to deal with this. So, let me
Gotcha.
go. And it keeps happening. So I have to go.
Got you.
If you're gonna, you gotta be able to pay attention to the signs and go with your gut feeling. If women get in an argument with a dude, and then he's sitting in front of your house,
Oh, my.
it's not love. He's not sitting there because he loves you.
Maybe you try and fix it.
The phone works.
I mean, that's true, but I mean,
You
actions speak louder than words.
not sitting in anybody's house at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Nah, that ain't it.
So you got to go. Oh, he love. Nah, it ain't the love. Y'all got to pick up the signs. Everybody basically pick up the signs. Go with your gut feeling. Talk about it to your friends. Don't keep it bundled up, because some women keep it bundled up and then it's too late.
Make sure they're good friends, though, ladies. Make sure they're good friends.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just ladies that go through it. It's guys too. Like, I feel like if any violence were to occur, like if you're a female, if the lady is like swinging, your girl is swinging, or swinging on you constantly, like attacking you, physically, like guys, you already know how that runs. Like with the justice system, like you ain't got no chance. Even
You ain't
if,
gonna win.
Just you know what I mean. Just walk away. Like just step off. Just it can even be verbal, you know what I mean? Like even like emotional, like Boogie said, like with guys. So you got to make sure as guys, like you don't react, like in a physical manner, because you already know how it go. Like as soon as you strike back, like you looking at like 2 to 3 off the top, years, not months.
Yeah, and they coming. They ain't gonna ask the lady question.
Yeah,
They
so
gonna strain you up.
So I got like 5 or 6 signs based upon cosmopolitan article. I'm gonna run them down. I'm gonna see if y'all agree with them. So the first one is, you're in a toxic relationship if you feel on edge, exhausted, or generally low in a bad mood. Once you're around your partner. I think Boogie, you spoke on that. 2, you struggle to relax and be yourself around your partner. 3, your partner constantly criticizes you and they frequently let you down. 4, your partner psychologically, emotionally, or verbally abuse you, and they just constantly try to control you. 5, you just you feel like you're giving everything and you're not getting nothing back. And then I think the last one is you're neglecting yourself and you making excuses for your partner's behavior.
Yeah.
Y'all agree with those?
Yeah.
I agree with all of those.
And
And
you
if
walk
you
away.
experience all of those, it is time to walk.
Time
Walk
to
away.
roll.
Take them lean over Uggs and get to walking.
Basically, yeah. And if you got kids and you know it's not working out, I got a quote or I read something from a psychologist. They said, you know, just try to separate yourself from the partner. Just make sure that you communicate with them. Like minimize your communication. Make sure it's just about the child or the children. And then don't try to like dip in and dip out. Like be sexual or try to be friends. Like wait till some time blows by. You know, if y'all are in a better space as time goes on, y'all can try to be friends. But it's definitely tough.
But I also wanted to add to what Rick was saying, you know, talking to a friend. Talking to a friend is great. Maybe even talking to a family member. Maybe it's your mother, you know, or whomever you may be close to. But also never be afraid to talk to a counselor or a therapist.
True.
A lot of people are afraid of that. There's a stigmatism around that. But you should never be afraid to talk to a counselor or therapist. It's nothing like having somebody who's external, who doesn't really know you, who can really give you good insight
True.
and help you as a person. So don't ever be afraid of that.
True. Well, guys, it's been great. First show. Our time is running down. We got our first guest coming in next week, so that's definitely gonna be exciting. Boogie, you wanna tell folks who the guest gonna be next week?
Yeah, so in honor of Substance Abuse Prevention Month, I mean, we're getting down to the end of October, but our next guest will be Dr. Latasha Blanding, who's been a good friend of mine for the last couple of years, and she'll be speaking on substance abuse prevention for adolescents and adults. So that is her specialty, and I'm really excited and look forward to having her here
True.
with us.
Yes, true.
And
Oh,
she
yes,
has a
indeed.
wealth of knowledge, so I'm looking forward to it.
And we have a wealth of questions.
Definitely, because
We do.
it's definitely a topic that I think everybody can kind of relate to. So definitely got a lot of questions, and we definitely look forward to having her drop through, kick it with us for a minute. So that's what's up. So man, y'all out there, make sure y'all check us out. We hope y'all enjoyed this show. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up for our first show. Once again, this is the Keepin' It 100 podcast.
First show, baby.
I'm Jay. That's
L Boogie.
Rick the Ruler.
And make sure y'all keep it solid. Keep it 100. We out. Tuesdays at 7.
Feeling like put in. Started out with a little drought.